welcome to the Assay TV. I am at Mining Indaba and we are day 3, and I'm delighted to be joined by Sibonelo Nkosi, partner of Giantfuse Capital Partners. So welcome, it's great to have you with us
Thank
today.
you very much, Eleanor. And yeah, it's a very beautiful platform. I'm a huge follower and I read a lot of articles that you have.
So the first question, can you just share a bit about your background in mining and in investment with our audience for us, please?
So I am a portfolio manager and fund manager of Giantfuse Capital Partners, mainly focusing on metals and mining. And recently we are diving into renewable energy. So I've been in the industry for more than 8 years, focusing on metals, mainly manganese, copper, lithium, graphite investments across the spectrum of our portfolio in sub-Saharan Africa.
You just touched on it briefly there, but let's look at financing flows today. So where are you seeing investment flowing in the industry?
2024 was filled with a lot of geopolitical issues, and we saw a lot of parties suffered from that. But as Giantfuse, we see the investment, especially in the metals and mining industry, going with your rare metals, such as your copper, lithium, manganese, and gold. I see gold as well being the superstar in everything that they're doing, especially now when we see the amount of Chinese investments going through and buying a lot of gold bars and buying a lot of gold deposits. So for me, in that area, Giantfuse Capital Partners, we are focusing mainly on metals, because you cannot drive an EV without all those components. You know what I mean? So it's that with the metals mining, it equals EV, it's equal renewable energy. So they sort of go in collaboration with each other. So that's our mandate. Yeah.
So you've done a mixture of coal and renewables.
Yes.
How do you assess what makes a good investment in both of those?
One thing that I can say about that is mining companies must have or must abide to ESG policies. ESG is what we actually look at. That's the first thing, because in our analysis or our integrated investment, we always look at how the investment is going to impact the communities around us, and how is it going to impact the environment that we're living in. So the first thing that we go for is our ESG policy. ESG, in our due diligence process, we focus on that, which is broken into 5 pillars, which is ESG integrated, proxy voting, and all that comes with the evaluation of the company and the project and how it goes.
Just focusing more on ESG a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yes.
How do you monitor ESG standards? Do you have your own frameworks?
We do have our own frameworks, but the most thing that we actually delve on as a company or as a firm is collaborations. Collaborations with consulting firms is very key. So we have our own system and tools and frameworks that we actually apply, and they are uploaded on LinkedIn. On our LinkedIn, we uploaded them in everywhere. And in every investment that we go to, we implement those policies, we implement those frameworks. We cannot go into investment without studying those ESG, whether the company abides to that or not. So that's where it goes.
Let's look at how the landscape is changing and evolving in the energy transition. How are your investment strategies changing as the transition gains pace globally and as well in Africa?
That one is a headache for our investment team, but that's one thing that we always look for. They're working overnight on that. But our strategy, mainly in I would say in the energy transition, we focus on the energy transition in the way that we see that the potential and the growth of the industry is coming into. I mean, the renewable energy is here, energy transition is here, but we look at the policies. Our strategies are aligned with the governmental policies of the investment or the country where we want to invest into, because we cannot invest without knowing the policies of that country. You have to know the policies. Are the policies aligned with each other, that we can actually have a nice and low risk investment in that community or in that environment? So that's what we're looking at. And number 2, evaluation. It's very important that when we go, it's one of our strategy, we look at the evaluation from 10 to 20 years on the project. From inception, we study the project from the inception on how it went, using our ESG policies and our ESG framework, studying the inception of the company. Did they abide to certain laws? Did they do certain policies? Are they giving back to the community that they're working on, or they just working and mining and doing whatever they're doing. But with the renewable energy and energy transition, where it's going, I think, for what I say, for me, I think if we can minus the geopolitical side, we can have a very good world where companies, private sector and public sector, manage to work together.
Let's hope for that collaboration.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So we're at Mining Indaba. What are some of the conversations that you hope to be having whilst you're here? Who have you met so far? What's been exciting so far?
I would say intergovernmental summit. That's one thing that I was actually spending my time in, because I wanted to find out about the ministries. What are the ministries saying, especially ministries in mining? We see what is happening in Congo. Congo is one of the copper producers, and that supply demand deficit is actually affecting the market. And the other thing is, I'm here for the superstars, of which are the mining companies. Everyone is here for the superstars. We want to see what discoveries they've made, what exploration are they busy with. And then third or last, it's, I would say, consultancy firms. I enjoy working with consultancy firms because they help and they assist us a lot as investors to see the future in mining.
Thank you for your time today, and I hope to see you on the Assay again very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.